What's going on, everybody? It's relationship expert Terry Duran. Today, I'm going to be talking about some of my past dating experiences. I'm going to give everybody a minute. All the people that's going to be watching online, I'm going to give y'all a minute to get logged in. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, I appreciate the love. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends so they can hopefully learn something too. What's going on, everybody? All right, so I was driving earlier and I just had an introspective moment. I was thinking about how well I get asked about it regularly, but people ask me how did I learn so much about relationships, or how did I learn, how did I become who I am, the relationship expert without formal training or whatnot. And so I was just thinking about it, and it was really my dating experiences shaped how I came up with my dating strategies. And so I didn't just learn from my situations though. I learned from talking to other people about their experiences. So a really something that I really excelled at is learning from experience, whether it's my own or somebody else's. And so that's why I kind of have this expectation where I feel like, okay, if I'm explaining to you a situation and I'm giving you a logical, well thought out response to it, you should be able to apply this logic in this situation to your own life. I guess that's me projecting my own kind of personal behaviors on y'all. But I was thinking about what were the key moments, or what were the key things, because oftentimes, like when I go live and I'm talking about like my past, a lot of people feel like I'm bragging or I'm trying to impress y'all, or so, so like they have negative reactions. Like I see, I don't know if it's hating or whatnot, but whatever. And so I don't. That's not really it. That's just what majority of it was. And so today I was thinking about like what were the things that went wrong. And so I thought of a couple of situations, and the only thing that it really turned out to be was I didn't end up getting somebody that I wanted to be with. It wasn't like the end of the world. Men have to deal with rejection. Um, it was just what I learned, what lessons I learned from those individual women, right? All right, so the moment that or the I remember vividly the point in time where I became popping, you know what I'm saying, or I my success with women really took off. And it really coincided with the summer that I started making money. You know what I mean? Like I had already figured out that the key to making yourself attractive to women is doing things that appeal to them. Wearing cologne, wearing fly clothes, being well groomed. You know what I mean? Like even at an early age, I never understood like why guys would actually wait like 2 or 3 weeks between haircuts if they could afford to get haircuts. You know what I mean? Like I used to see guys in school with new Jordans, new this, new that, messed up haircut. And so I focused on being well groomed. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in a barbershop on a regular basis, either getting lined up or getting a fresh cut, because that, even if you average looking, being well groomed can give you a couple additional points. You know what I mean? And so I figured out at an early age I want to have a consistent look. So I've always been very well groomed. So every time you see me, I'm this level of appearance. You know what I mean? So those were kind of like the fundamentals of how I'm going to approach dating, because I see that women are attracted to thugs, and I'm not a thug, attracted to gangsters and dope dealers and all this type of stuff. And so I ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the smart dude in the hood, so I got to appeal to women that like to talk to smart dudes that are about something. So I have to figure out what type of women like that type of dude. So those were my fundamental dating strategies. Figure out those things, and I didn't always have those, right? So the first example, first dating scenario was the summer after I got my first job, right? In Kansas City, they had this program where 14 you can work over the summer. So this is gonna be the first year I'm buying my own school clothes. I'm buying my own everything. So I'm finna go to school fresh to death the next summer. Now, a really big motivating factor for this is this chick I had a major crush on. Now, I'm not gonna say her name. I ain't gonna, but she's a celebrity makeup artist now, right? And so the funny thing about that is one of the reasons that I was so into her is because I used to visualize us being a power couple. I could tell she had her shit together, her mentality, I could tell she was going to be something, and I always knew I was going to be something. So I used to envision her as somebody capable of being on my level, like somebody I could see myself actually being with. And so for her to turn out to be super famous celebrity makeup artist is like, damn, your evaluation of women was really on point. You know what I'm saying? Even as a teen. But the thing about my situation with her, right, is I skipped the grade. So I was younger than everybody, all of my peers, right? So I'm like my graduation class, I was the youngest person. And so and in the years of like 14, 15 and stuff, I'm in class with dudes that's getting driver's licenses and or driving and doing these type of things. And so with the girl that I had a crush, let's just call her Tasha. So I used to peep game. I'm observing her, not necessarily. I guess you could say light stalking. Like I'm finding a way to be able to see her because she's attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm peeping her in the hallway. I'm peeping her in the cafeteria. Kind of nervous about approaching her because she was that fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't really actively dating at that time. And so I had just transferred to that school, so I'm peeping her out at that's I guess that's a major factor. I was new to the school. So I don't have the advantage of knowing all the chicks last year or whatnot. So I got thrusted into a new environment, which is very beneficial in some ways because being the new dude, they like, oh, he can, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're the new dude at the school and if you halfway decent looking, that's always a good marketing thing. You know what I'm saying? You getting introduced, you get to stand up in class, introduce yourself, etc., etc. So they knew of me because of that. You know, it wasn't like I was just popular or whatnot. So, but with her, I didn't get around to actually shooting my shot. So, bam, the school year ends. And so my whole goal for the summer is, man, I'm finna come back so throw in next school year, the very first week of school, I'm hopping on her. You know what I'm saying? So this is the summer I started working. So I'm like I said, I'm getting to buy my own stuff. I'm getting to buy everything. And my sense of manhood kicked in to where I get to be who I want to be. I don't have to wear the clothes my mom picked, etc. And so when I went back to school, first week of school, I'm on the hunt. I don't see her at all. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's she at? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so at this point, she had a cousin at the school. And so I just went to ask her cousin, like, yo, where Tasha at? And she was like, man, she going to a different school. She's pregnant. And so in the mid 90s, when a girl got pregnant, they got sent to an alternative school. You know what I'm saying? And so she wasn't at school at all. So that was a very devastating moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though nobody could tell, I could tell it was because it taught me you may never get a chance to holler at a chick again. You may never get that opportunity to shoot your shot. So I've never been afraid to holler at a woman instantly from that point forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was the valuable lesson that I got out of that situation. In addition to learning that making your own money, being able to pay for stuff, being able to pay for movies, things like that, those put you in the game. And so that summer that I started working at 14, one of my aunts started dating a man that had a newspaper route. And so he hired me as one of his paper boys. So we would go to this expensive part of town and deliver papers. And he started off paying me like $55 a week. So now for me, my status at school is a lot different because I have steady income. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my family's poor, but now I don't get to be presented as poor because I already wore the Nike Air Max and the top stuff, but that was primarily because my grandfather would support me. And so it just so happened that that's the summer that he passed away. So it just, the timing worked out. He passed away and I got my first job and started making my own money. So it went for it. My support system was drastically changed, but I was in a position to take care of it myself. And so when I went back to school, I'm fresh to death. All the clothes that was out at the time, Deion Sanders kicks, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I went, that's where I started the swag kicked in. You know what I'm saying? I'm shades, I'm glasses, I'm chains, I'm bracelets. I'm really fresh compared to my peers because a lot of them didn't have that. You know what I mean? Or if they did, their parents got it for them. That's a big difference between being able to tell chicks that you get it on your own, that you're doing it yourself, gets a lot more play and a lot more respect in the dating arena than a dude that's just spoiled. So I was always able to use that to my advantage as well. So now, fast forward, my next situation that I actually learned from. So now from then, I'm popping. I'm chicks. You know, my sex life kicked in. I'm actively having sex and whatnot. We move again. I moved to a new school. So this is my junior year. Told y'all from the last situation, I learned I can't be waiting. So I found a chick that I was seriously attracted to, right? And so I hopped on her. Now she was attracted to me. She gave me her number. We kicked it or whatnot. But she was in love. I guess you could say, she had to be in love with another dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she didn't friend zone me totally. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we did stuff together. But she was not feeling me the way that I was feeling her. Because I wanted to actually be with her. You know what I mean? So I learned from that how useless it is to be chasing or pursuing a woman that does not want you. And so from that point, I started peeping game on how can I tell which women want me, which women want to fuck me, which women want to kick it with me, which women want to get down with my type of personality. And that is a major key from a male perspective on dating. The men that just waste their energy on chicks that are not feeling them don't experience that much success. You know what I mean? No, I did not smash. I did not. I ended up the girl that I had the crush on. I was pursuing her. We went on a couple of dates throughout the year to the movies. We went and saw Friday together. I ended up taking her to my junior prom, and that was when it kicked in that, man, you friend zone, because I didn't get a kiss. I didn't get nothing from the prom. Now it was cool because she was real cute, so we had cute pictures or whatnot. But I was like, man, why did you pick her? There are chicks that you could have fucked, that you were fucking, that you passed up to take the prom, and you took a chick that just because she was your crush. So I had to wake the fuck up and realize how stupid that was. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you passing up on guaranteed pussy or women that you know for a fact want you for somebody you hopeful on? That was the lesson that I learned from that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, that's why the whole chase after me game is ineffective on dudes that are successful with women. That's bad decision making on his part. If he's chasing after a chick that's running, using her energy to get away from him, not gonna happen with a man that's intelligent and actually can peep game. That mean and how that translates to dating is you got to be showing effort to see me and hang out with me and kick it with me. Like, I'm not finna just be calling you every time. I'm not finna be initiating everything. If you're not feeling me, if you're not initiating contact with me, you're gonna get a lot less effort from me. And that's cool because I'm popping. I got other chicks I'm dating. So out of sight, out of mind, I'm not hurt over that. I always looked at it as you're bad. You missed out. Because I've always been the type of dude that I'm treating you with respect. Your parents love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get along with your brothers. I can go beat your family, aunts and uncles in spades. Like, so I've always been like the dude that when you get introduced to the family, everybody loves you. And like I said, I was 17 in the Army. So when I'm meeting somebody, I'm like, oh, he's in the Army. He do this. He's doing this. He graduated. He take care of himself. All that put you in the door to get play from chicks, right? So now, let me see what else. I had somebody else wrote that. Oh, now, the lesson that I learned from dating in the Army, right? So I was dating a chick that she was from Chicago. And so I didn't know anything. I knew of Chicago, but I did not realize how hood Chicago is. So I could never understand. Like, she used to always be like, I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. And so I never got it, right? But I was dating, so she lived a very unstable lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know all the details, but she would be gone. She would move and be gone for months. She would move with her grandma. She would move with different people. And so when we never broke up, we just lost contact. So the other day when I was talking about my heartbreak, that's what I was talking about. I lost contact with her, and in the 90s, it ain't like you could just text her or, you know what I'm saying, like log on her Facebook or nothing. We lost contact, and so it was like a month or so where I'm like, man, are we still together, or should I just start smashing other hoes again? You know what I'm saying? So it was a unknown transition, and it coincided with the time period where I had my situation with the military, and I had got a Article 15. For those of y'all that don't know what that is, that's like a criminal charge in the military, and so I had what they call extra duty. So I was on punishment per se for the military. You couldn't leave the base. When you get off work at 4 o'clock, you got to go eat, and then you got to report back at 6. And from 6 p.m. until 11, 12, 1 or 2 in the morning, you're doing chores and painting. They're just finding busy work for you to do to punish you. And then you do that for 45 days straight, Monday and weekend. So I had got 45 days of extra duty, and I lost contact with my woman during those 45 days. So I was really, really sad. So I don't know if it was just depressed from the extra duty and getting fucked over by the military, or just not being able to lose my girl. So, and I couldn't leave the base, so that really messed up my sex life and all that type of stuff. So it was just like a perfect storm of fucked up occurrences. But what I learned from dating her is I can't date a woman that doesn't have stability in her lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, inconsistent behaviors, inconsistent patterns of thought. Anything that is chaotic or unstable is a turnoff to me, and I realize that I don't mesh well with people that don't have stability in their lives. And sometimes that may not be their fault. Maybe that's why I didn't date any teenage moms or anything like that, but those were things that I paid a lot of attention to. And so the point is, or what I wanted to do was to make this a teachable moment, is you have to be able to learn from dating situations and be able to apply what you learned without just making assumptions. Like, just because something happened with one dude doesn't mean everybody else it's automatically going to happen with. That's not what I did. I didn't just take those situations and just assume and then treat everybody else based off an assumption. That's not what I did. I learned to pay attention and get the type of information that I needed to figure out to make sure I didn't put myself in the same position again. You know what I mean? And I guess that's a lot easier since I'm a male and I get to be on attack mode, or I get to be in pursuit mode. I'm not just sitting there waiting on chicks to approach me. So from a male perspective, it's more important to have sound dating strategies. If a man with bad dating strategies, is his total dating life is out of whack. You know what I'm saying? A woman can have fucked up dating strategies and still get time, attention, and companionship from the type of men she likes. They may not wife her, they may not want to be with her long term, but she's still gonna get time, attention, or dick. The dude in the friend zone or the dude with the bad dating strategies will take that all day. Tell him, nah, she don't want to be with you forever, bro, but you gonna get time, attention, and a pussy from her. Every dude will sign up for that on a chick that they shot at. That's good enough. He's not gonna say, she don't want to be my girl. Nah, keep the pussy. That's not gonna ever enter his brain. And so women have it a lot easier in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that's a lot better than men have it. Because when you don't get anything but platonic wall, no ass grabbing, no nothing, that's very painful to deal with and unpleasant to experience. But see, that's one of those things where women don't see that they're winning in that sense. They don't look at it as, well, damn, he don't want to be with me, but I do get his time, attention, and dick. And that all that time, attention, and dick he's giving me, he's not giving him somebody else. And he could be. They're never going to process it that way. They're never going to look at it like, damn, out of all 7 chicks he could have fucked Friday, he chose to fuck me 4 Fridays in a row. They're never going to be looking at it like he is. Where his homie's like, damn, bro, you been with her 4 weeks in a row. You know what I'm saying? Where your partners is asking about her and they're learning about her and hearing you talk about her. Women never see that perspective of things. You know what I mean? So those are significant things from a male perspective, especially the type of man that is living a very successful lifestyle. You know what I mean? But it's often, like I said, unaccounted for because women don't view the exchange the same way that men do. And they don't view the dating experiences the same way either. So that's how things are from his eyes. You know, a guy that you may be casually dating or that you're not actually in a relationship with yet. Those are the ways that they view those type of situations. So the lesson that I wanted y'all to take from it is be able to learn from your dating experiences and learn from other people's dating experiences as well. The reason that I try to give y'all so much insight and so much explanation on how a man may be possibly thinking about a scenario is so that you know that there are other things besides the assumptions that you came up with. There are always other possible scenarios, other possible thoughts, other possible motives, etc. So, unless you're both clear that you're casually dating, you are always casually dating until you officially make it a relationship. If he never talks to you about being his woman, y'all are casually dating. Period. You can never assume that you are committed to somebody. You can never assume that you're in a relationship with somebody. So if you never have a discussion about, are we together? Are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Are we in a relationship? You are casually dating. Whether you think so or not, whether you are being faithful to him or not. So put that down as rule of thumb. If he has never talked to you about being his woman, you are not his woman. That don't mean that he may not be possessive of you or don't get jealous and all that. None of that changes the fact that you are not his woman. But lots of women cave into that type of pressure or behavior from men and end up being committed to single men. But you still single. I can assure you you're still single. Y'all are casually dating. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like all the women with this, but you were doing boyfriend stuff. Like that's not how real world works. You know what I mean? Like there's no such thing as boyfriend stuff. Anytime, and I have this conversation whenever I talk about relationship benefits. You cannot qualify for a category unless you actually have the criteria to meet that category. So if nobody ever made you their girlfriend, you're not giving nobody girlfriend benefits. If a single woman can do the shit that you're doing, you are not giving him girlfriend benefits. You are not committed to him. You're not doing anything. You're just romantically involved with a guy. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of women don't see things realistically, or they don't have an accurate perspective on how things really are. They come up with these phrases and terminologies that often don't have any meaning. Know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Like never settle. Like all these type of cliches that don't really have any meaning, or they're inaccurately applying what the phrase or the terminology means. So just to provide some clarity on that. So I just wanted to share my own personal situations to to try to provide some clarity. You know what I mean? Like, because it's not like relationships are that difficult. You know, like I tell y'all, the name of my relationship book, I would strongly recommend you purchase either the paperback copy or download the ebook. It's called "It's Not That Complicated: How Real Men Feel About Sex, Love, and Relationships." And what I did in my first book was I took it topic by topic, and I explained just the same way that I'm talking in my live session, how I just went from scenario to scenario. That's exactly what I did in my book. When I talked about relationships and dating and cheating and etc., I'm giving you the thought process on how quality men see it, how they operate, how and why they put themselves in the positions that they do. And so it's very valuable information that if you actually just take the time and read it without getting in your feelings, without getting hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just information. It's not talking about you. So separate your feelings from it and you'll be able to benefit from it. Because a lot of y'all just don't understand how things really are. And there's this constant conflict on how things really are and how you think it should be. And it's always a battle. And how you think it should be is always going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sad part. And so that's why I don't know, I guess it's not really funny. But when I see women that are constantly talking about how they think that they're going to be able to change male behavior, it's like, nah, she just don't get it yet. She's still fighting against the ocean, feeling like just because she feels it should be that way, that's going to make it happen. And that's a lot of wasted energy. Those are behaviors that you can foresee pain and heartbreak in her future because of the way she thinks and she's approaching, the way she's just viewing men. You know, the reason that when you see the women in my comments that have hurtful or extremely negative positions on men, you can tell that they've been hurt in the past, and based off their perspective on dating and relationships, they're going to be hurt in the future. The only person that can actually improve your dating experiences is you, for the most part, because that will encompass your evaluation system to make sure that you're picking people that you're actually compatible with, which is what I just released, my dating compatibility guide. You know what I mean? So with the first book, I wanted to explain to y'all how real men, quality men think and operate. And then with the dating compatibility guide, I wanted to give you a tool that you can actually use to apply to the person you dating or fucking right now, where you can figure out what are the important characteristics, rank him on a scale of 1 to 10, look at it on paper, and be able to be like, well, damn, he got mostly 3s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be able to click in your head. Would you, if your child came home and got a 30% out of a class, would that be acceptable to you? Probably not. Most people are looking for 7s and better. So when it comes to responsibility, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know exactly what I just have down, but that's why I did it. That's the reason. So that you can see on paper and evaluate who you are actually dating. And if you see all kind of red flags and bad information, that should be a key indicator that y'all are not compatible long term. I know that's where most people struggle at. Most people that have dating conflicts fail the dating phase. They started dating somebody that they were not compatible with and ignored all the red flags because of how much they liked the person and were attracted to them and how much fun they was having. When you talk to people that are in chaotic relationships, tell me that that's not the storyline. So, and the dating guide is only $1.50. So I'm looking out for y'all. I'm really trying to, I could have charged way more for that. I could have made it a hardback book. You know what I'm saying? I could have been charging 20 something bucks, but that's not really what it's about. I want you to have the shit in your phone so you're not going to lose it. You download it and it's on your phone. It's in your iBooks. It's on your phone forever until you decide to delete it. So that means that every dating experience you have, you can screenshot those same evaluation sheets, email them to your same email address, and print them out and fill out on one on the next dude. If you dating 3 dudes, print out 3 copies, and you can fill it out on each one. So you not willing to spend $1.50 on something you can use the rest of your life, then you're not really that serious about improving your dating experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that tells me. You definitely got $1.50. Y'all spend more than that every day. Starbucks, lipstick, lip gloss, bubble gum, etc. You spend more than $1.50 every day. So you always got it with you. You can always, every time you take a shit, you can reference it. When you talking to your friends, you can pull it out in references. Girl, this is what you're doing wrong. Like, it's a invaluable tool. That'll be the best $1.50 you ever spent. But I can't make you do it. You know what I'm saying? I did my part. I took the time, the effort, the money to put the shit together to where you can go to my website and get it on your phone for $1.50. If you're not smart enough or not wise enough to take that investment, go follow whoever you listen to and spend $50 on their cups and their t-shirts and shit and their cliches and see what it do for you. So, all right, y'all, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I just wanted to drop some knowledge, share some info. Hopefully I help some people. Hopefully some of y'all get it. I'll go ahead and share the live session so y'all can actually watch it in the future. Watch it while it's still available. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I hope y'all have a good day. Peace.